Hello.
Good afternoon. Good day. Hello, hello.
It's scary to see the queen with a handgun and a silencer on it.
I've
Suppressor.
no doubt. I've
I
no
think
doubt
that's
that that is
awesome.
an act. That's an actual picture. I've no doubt
That's the
that's
best.
yeah, definitely her.
Oh, nothing to see here.
No, no. Move along. Move along.
Nothing to see here. Oh man. So we're having this stream today to talk about a couple of events that were going on that I actually saw on some other
Right.
YouTubers' channel.
I
A
seem
couple
to have.
channels actually were talking about it, and so I did a digging around and then kind of blew my computer up. So that's why I had problems yesterday,
Right.
and I
Okay.
almost wasn't going to have the stream until I got them all completed late last night. So I
Okay.
want to say thank you to all of you for being here today. So today we have Crual Birab on the panel, uh,
Hello.
and
How
we
are
have
you all? How are you all?
excellent, and we have WillyP Rivers on the channel today on the
Hola.
panel, and last but not least, Mr. Zee Threepio.
A pleasure to make your acquaintance once again, sir.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I am very glad you're here.
Back by
So
popular demand.
yes, and here we have some words of wisdom from the Time Prophet in the chat,
Oh, hello, Time
and
Prophet.
he says. If I can pull it up, it doesn't come up right. Wow, on time. This computer must really be working well now. Yes, it is. Yes, it
So
is.
it would seem.
Oh,
Well, we just didn't
yeah.
want to keep you waiting, Time Prophet. That's what it was.
Exactly. Let me get my extra set of eyeballs here. So let me go ahead and pull this up here. My
Yes.
little thing. Man, it's running slow,
Yeah,
but
I
it's
saw
running.
that in the
Here we go.
thumbnail. I saw that in the
Yep.
thumbnail on YouTube for you
Yeah.
for this. I was like, okay, I've missed this. What's this about?
Yeah. So Sony and Ubisoft are taking back products that you purchased from them. The old, the thing they're talking about with the NWO, you will own nothing and like it.
Yes.
So yeah, that's what's happening with some of this stuff. Some of you are familiar with the DLC products and things like that.
Oh yes, unfortunately, yeah.
Downloadable content.
Such as, for
Yeah,
example,
such as
is an example of what's being taken back?
well, yes, I do. I have two examples of
Oh,
what's
right,
happening.
I'm
They're not.
bracing myself in case I'm going to get paid off here.
What and one of these is happening actually not here in the States yet. It's happening in Germany and Austria.
Okay.
And so I'm going to read here a little bit of what's going on. Give you guys a little overview. So Sony has stopped flogging films and television shows through their PlayStation store a little while back, but it promises to honor existing purchases. However, as of 31st of August in Germany and Austria, it will begin the process of removing content from French film production and distribution company Studio Canal. Meaning, even if you paid for them, you will no longer be able to access them. I thought you bought it, you owned it, but apparently that's not the case.
Not with digital media, no.
No, a legal notice blames the removal on evolving licensing agreements with content providers, and points out that you'll no longer be able to view your previously purchased Studio Canal content, and it will be removed from your video library. A list of films affected by the change includes the likes of John Wick and Paddington Bear. There's no mention of a refund or rebate. Imagine that.
No.
It's also unclear. Dog.
Hello, dog.
Yeah, I know, right?
Come on.
Come here, Cujo.
You better not even think about it.
Yeah, set the dog on Sony. There you go.
Yeah. So it's also unclear as of now whether this will apply to customers outside of Germany and Austria, but we'll contact the company and try to find to get clarification. This was, I forgot what company this was. Game Industry Biz is what the name of the
all right, okay,
is the name of it is here. So either way, it's a reminder that in all digital future, there's always the possibility of your purchase being taken away, regardless of what content providers promise or say. Imagine that.
Sounds
So,
lovely.
Yeah, and then the same thing's happening with Ubisoft.
Right. Okay.
Ubisoft, a game manufacturer,
Yeah. Indeed. Yeah.
is pretty much doing something similar with their video games. Boy, hold on a second. I'll be right back. Hold on here.
I've been playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla. That's Ubisoft, isn't it?
Hey, Crual, check on the private chat.
2 seconds. You've got a link there.
Yeah.
Is that the same one again, or is it a different one?
Okay, I'm back.
It's the recreation.
Okay. I'll have a look at that.
So yeah, Ubisoft,
Yes.
the French video game maker giant Ubisoft, strikes again, following the series of controversial headlines surrounding the previously conducted investigations regarding various reports of sexual misconduct within the company. The French game maker decided to remove some of its games from Steam, even if they're owned by the gamers.
Such as?
Well, let's see here. Back to the matter at hand. The reason why Ubisoft hasn't issued statements regarding the refund is that it doesn't have to issue any.
No.
It doesn't have to issue it. Imagine that. This is an article from Forbes online, Forbes magazine. Following Forbes' initial report and the fandom's outcry, the company made a clarifying statement regarding the removal of several gaming titles from the stream. Apparently, the purchase is a purchase as it should be, and while Ubisoft is removing said games from sale on Steam, those games will remain accessible to gamers who have previously purchased them. This will render Forbes' initial report untrue, but that's not the case. It only renders it half true. While the games would remain accessible to those who had previously bought them, Ubisoft is shutting down all DLCs for their delisting titles, along with multiplayer support for said games. So it appears that DLCs and online features would only be the only things affected by the upcoming decommissioning. And the current owner of said titles will still be able to access, play, and re-download those games at their convenience.
Is there a list of games?
Yeah, actually, you know what? I missed a whole page. This was supposed to be the second page. Hold on. Okay, so so what they're talking about, admittedly, Liberation is still available as part of the Assassin's Creed 3 bundle pack, but obtaining the said game would require gamers to purchase the bundle in order to play the game they already own, but it is being taken from them. The interesting thing here would be the fact that Ubisoft authorized the sale on Steam, despite knowing that the game would become inaccessible in less than 2 months, leaving fans and customers very disappointed and outright angry at the company for baiting them into purchasing the departing titles. So since the company knew they were going to 86 them anyway, they let people purchase them 2 months prior to that. Crazy. What's even worse, Ubisoft hasn't issued a single statement regarding any form of compensation for those who had recently bought their games. Steam,
they could try and defend it by saying, "Well, you've had 2 months to play it."
Yeah, exactly.
So it's
on the other hand, as a solid refund policy stating that refunds would be listed for all titles that were purchased less than 2 weeks before the refund request and have less than 2 hours of playtime on them. Some speed readers have turned this into a sport, purchasing games off Steam, completing them in less than 2 hours, and then asking for a refund. So it's entirely possible for Steam to revise its refund policy.
That's crazy.
Cunning little boogers. Yeah, and then so at the end here they say, This may pose certain issues since Ubisoft's games require an online connection, even when accessing multiplayer. Will this leave gamers with titles that are accessible but unplayable? Or will Ubisoft just shut down the multiplayer components of certain games? We'll keep the readership updated on the situation as it unfolds. So,
And that is not restricted to any particular platform. It's just overall.
well, yeah, you're kind of looking at
Oh, your
ending, I
water
guess.
broke?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good. High fives for the women. Everything's
So,
fine, guys.
I would imagine that would probably cover something like that. But I mean, look at it this way: you look at downloading music. Whether you have Apple, iTunes, or
Torrent.
Spotify, or any of the download stuff.
YouTube.
So
Yo-ho.
here's a case in point. I don't have an Apple phone, but I use the Apple app, iTunes, because it's shareable with my wife's iPhone. So I share the account with her on my Android phone. So there's been several different artists that I have gone ahead and uploaded and downloaded that now all of a sudden I can't get because they're foreign. I don't know if any of you guys have ever heard of the group from I think they're Portuguese. They're called the Dead Combo. It's two guys. Great music, instrumental. But all their songs that I downloaded off of iTunes, I can't get them now. They show the icon, but it's grayed out. I can't access it.
Okay.
That means it's a licensing fee that they had with them, even though it's been downloaded and purchased. I can't freaking access it. So it's like, well, holy shit, And so if they're doing the same thing across the Streamverse,
I've
with
been getting paid $1,000
games
a month,
and
if not more.
ooh, who's getting $1,000 a month or more?
Sorry, guys.
That's okay.
Well, I've had copytisms with Sony about 10 to 15 years ago. We had about 100 titles downloaded as DLC for the SingStar game.
All right.
And when my classic 60 gig PS3 finally died, I went and purchased a PS3 Slim. But they only transferred about 70% of my songs back because the license with some of their labels had expired and they were no longer available. And my license to use them stopped when theirs did.
Yeah, exactly.
So they would not give us a refund for the songs they couldn't transfer.
Yeah, and that's what that's what people are starting to realize, that okay, it's a convenience. It's like I have on the screen here. It's like the advantages of digital media. One of the advantages is it's easy to do. It's easy to download and whatever, and put it to your device or devices. It doesn't take up a lot of space in your home or office because there's nothing bulky. No. There's no physical copy.
Yeah, but the reason they said they were supposed to be doing this type of digital media was supposed to bring the price down also. That was the big push. They said, hey, look, if we do it this way, the price is going to come down. Everybody agreed to it, thinking they were going to get brand new games for what, $20, $30.
Right.
What the fuck, we're paying $70, $80 for I want my hard copy. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
When do we get to request hard copies anymore?
I've seen on the PlayStation Store games more expensive than the physical copies. It's crazy. It's crazy.
It's
because of DLCs.
Yeah, because of that DLC, and then also there's ads. There's purchases that you make through there, so you have links in the games to purchase whatever. I imagine that's what part of that is. But then the third point I had put on here was that they can you can use they can be used on many different devices to watch or store your movies, games, and videos, which is is true. On my phone, I have access to the iTunes library that's on my wife's account, so I can go through and see and listen to, like, if my daughter has a file of songs, I can listen to them, or my wife, or whatever, workout songs or whatever. I have like 2 different files myself, and so it's easy to just go on and it's easy of access, and it's on 2 different devices. It can be accessed actually. We have four different devices that the iTunes can be accessed on. So that's kind of convenient. But the disadvantage is it's not yours. Obviously, because they're taking music away. It's like what Z said. Well, they can't download it. You don't own it anymore. Tough shit. We're not giving you a refund.
Well,
You know?
I mean, that's the thing. Any digital downloads of music that I have are mine in a sense, because I don't use iTunes or any other app to listen to it.
Yeah.
It's just
through
this computer or on the phone.
Right.
There, I've got it directly on my device. What's this? Sorry.
Another drop of wisdom from the Time Prophet. He says that they can't take away my 400 CD collection. That's very true. Very true.
Can't even move it either.
Yeah.
I'd love to see them try.
The hell still. God.
You can take my Alanis Morissette CDs out of my cold, dead hands.
Come on, do it. I'm here.
I'm personally of the belief that the way companies are doing things at the moment is wrong. When they just abandon something, they just go, well, that's it, fuck you. But
Yeah.
I'm firmly a believer, if any company drops support for anything, it should be labeled as abandonware and given over to us to do with as we want.
To modify, yeah.
Well, like, exactly. Like an expired
we're not
copyright.
supporting this anymore. Here's everything we have.
Yeah.
Mod to hell.
Yeah, like an expired copyright.
Yeah.
You know, because when I was looking for music to download for, streaming, I went on a quest. I was looking at stuff and I found out, just looking up American copyright law anyway for music. And basically anything pre-19, I think 1926 is fair game as long as it wasn't re-copyrighted later on.
Okay.
But that's why now Time Prophet, he'd mentioned to me a while back on a tweet that a DM that he uses classical music. It's not copyrighted apparently. So you have like, Mozart and whoever, I forget the artist he mentioned, one of the classics he uses in his videos because it's not copyrighted. There's no
Metallica's fault. Metallica's fault.
I know, right?
Bitches.
Napster.
Yeah, Napster.
But he's got a it's so now he's bragging. He says he's just put another 8 terabytes of hard drive in his server. Good for you.
I remember Napster.
8 terabytes is that? Oh,
I remember my first computer.
Oh,
so do I.
Yeah.
It was an Atari ST.
yeah, there you go.
IBM Tandy 1000. Sorry.
The Tandy, nice,
Garbage.
nice.
Yeah, but nowadays you have so many resources.
Yes.
I've heard that you can go and get your music. I mean, there's discographies that you can get that you could. I mean, I've heard there's places you can go to download these discographies of music, and I don't know. I've never done that in my life. My whole million song collection is perfectly legal.
Mm-hmm. There you
A
go.
lot of the songs and stuff that are on the computer here is ripped from my own CDs. So
That's what I'm saying.
There you go. Yeah, exactly. We have low spec Linux laptop in the chat, and they say that you need backups of DRM free media, at least 3 copies on different hard drives, or it can disappear at any time. Yeah, that's good to know.
mm-hmm.
That's very good to know.
I have no idea what he's saying, but I'm gonna. All right, no fucking clue. Just gonna say thumbs up. So
Well, that's
the midichlorians are.
Oh man, he's sending me porn.
Picture of my server.
He's the Time Prophet says, "Wookie Fever 9 says, just sent you a picture of my server and my latest hard drive." Oh man,
Time Prophet is that guy
that.
that you see in the British zombie movies that they're up in his flat with just a bunch of computers and telling everybody, "I fucking told you so. I told you so." He's got a little war chest up there.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
IRC is your friend. But yeah, so I mean, you're looking at it's weird because there's a lot of things out there I've noticed, I've ran across on YouTube there's several YouTube channels that offer copyright free downloadable music, to use for your YouTube channels as a background music or whatever, just as long as you post a link to their site and whatever. You basically notate it in the description that you're using their
That's fair
media.
enough. That's fair enough.
But it's basically you shouldn't get any copyright strikes or anything like that. I know a couple of YouTube channels that uses the same. They use the same person, their music. Two different types of channels. They're completely different, completely opposite. Audiences as far as likes and whatever, their preferences, but they use the same artist, and they've used exact same songs. I've listened to and watched both channels, and but all they do is in the bottom of the description they notate the song, the title, the artist, and a link to their YouTube channel or website or whatever it might be. To my knowledge, they've not been struck, and I think both of them are monetized and have been monetized for a while now. So, but they use that. I know I've seen some other ones. I've seen other websites on the web that offer copyright-free music as well. But again, I don't know. Now, who knows? I've heard some stories. Yeah, I've heard some stories of some people. They put it on Twitter. There was an artist, a musician, and he used his own music that he wrote himself on his YouTube channel and got a copyright strike.
How can one get copyrighted strike for themselves?
I don't know. It depends. I have no clue unless it had something to do with whoever published his music. That's the thing.
Could have been somebody put a clip out of his music first, and then because they put the clip out and he put his out, they could have copy striked him. That's happened a lot it's happening a lot right now on YouTube with the content creators. They do the live stream, then they clip it out, and because of the clips, their live stream channel is getting copyright strikes, that kind of stuff. So I just heard about that a few days ago.
That's crazy. Yeah,
silly stuff.
Yeah, and YouTube is really taking it to the nth degree on these copyright strikes. It's really crazy, and I think that has to do a lot with what the Federal Communications the FTC did here, or FCC and everybody else jumped on this thing about children's content. I know a few years back that negatively affected a lot of the toy channels that were done by collectors and weren't necessarily for kids. But now that's why when you go on to post a video or something, you have to denote that it's not for kids or it's for kids or whatever.
Yeah.
And if you're a monetized channel and you click that it's for kids, you don't get any commercials on there. But I guess it's also there's something else that's done that it's not like widely recommended either. Apparently,
A little bit of flick in D minor.
Yeah,
I'm tuned into C right now.
But so there's the disadvantages of the digital media, and then we'll look at the advantages of physical media. So physical media, you can buy it and it's yours for keeps, whether it's a DVD, CD, a VHS or a Betamax or a cassette or an LP. You have it for as long as you have it, as you're alive.
That's right.
Now I know with things like this goes to the second point. I'll skip that for a second. And when your devices break down, it's not lost forever. It's just you replace the device. So if your DVD player breaks, or your Walkman, or whatever, your Discman, or the CD player in your car, you can just place the device, and you still have your music. You still have your physical copy that you can continually listen to. It also you can pass down those. Those tapes or CDs or DVDs you can pass those down to family members, or give them to friends and loved ones, so you can basically give them out, and it's not like where it's a digital copy, you can't like transfer it over because then they have to pay for all this other stuff. But
it also opens up the avenue for trading as well.
right.
And refunds are easier with physical media too.
Oh yeah.
I have
Yeah.
a disgusting movie collection. I don't know about passing it down.
I've picked up
No,
some
don't do
amazing
that.
CDs from car boot sales, so yeah, go for it. Hard copy all the way.
Time Profit here's got a nice little bit of information. Time Profit says, it takes me a whole day to get my videos through a copyright strike. I had to re-edit many of my videos because I use a lot of clips, over 500 clips in my new video. Wow. Holy smokes. That's crazy.
We should get some money from Time Profit for the free advertisement we give them.
I know, right? Yeah. Here's an oldie but a goodie. This goes up how old he is. He and I
8-track, absolutely.
8-track, baby. 8-track. I used to have an 8-track player. Oh man, up until about 4 or 5 years ago.
You want to hear a good story? Okay, quick story.
Yeah,
when I got to the United States, we used to drive around in like a 1978 Oldsmobile, like a bunch of little Hispanic kids, right? And my mother only had one 8-track, and it was The Sound of Music. So she used to make us in front of people do the whole entire movie, sing it, and it's the only music we knew as kids. Like I didn't know English, but I could sing to you The Sound of Music from start to finish. Oh, fucking so embarrassing. I've been prancing us around like a bunch of Marys singing the goddamn Sound of Music.
You're hardcore.
Oh yeah, that's why I listen to metal now. So
you had to recover.
Absolutely.
Therapy.
Yes, therapy. And so the disadvantages of physical media, one of the obvious ones is you have to have space in your house or your home or office to store them because they take up a lot, footprint, especially if you have a large collection. I had a ton of VHS movies, and I had a lot of cassette music that I had collected since the 80s. And one of the things that I noticed with the tape, whether it's a VHS or the cassette music, was that over time the older ones obviously were degrading because of where you kept them. If you kept them in a little hotter climate or a hotter environment or it was a little too humid, the tape, it would start to degrade, and over time. And so anybody that's actually dealt with cassette tapes know that when it starts going bad, it really gets crazy. It starts to get wound up, and it's just a nightmare. Or it starts to fall apart over time. Same thing with the videotapes. So temperature, climate is a must. Long term. And then, of course, your DVDs or CDs are subject to getting scratches, which can cause damage, and some of them won't even work. And I've had that. I'm facing that right now. I've got a box set of the Three Stooges, and the first DVD from the first quote unquote year I can see the first episode, and that's it. Everything else is all pixelated because there's some kind of corruption, either on or whatever. I've cleaned the DVD and everything like that. There's no scratches, but there's some sort of corruption that's been caused. And I can see I can watch about half of them that are on there now, which is a bummer. But
I had a bunch of Star Trek DVDs do that.
Yeah, and it's really wonky. A bummer, but it happens. Now the one good thing is that with VHS and cassette tapes, you can actually take those and you can transfer those to DVD and CD. There's several different services that provide that. They can, if you send them your home movies, or whether it's a 8mm or a VHS or cassette tapes, they can take all that media and download that either on to thumb drives. They can digitize it to thumb drives or digitize it to DVDs or CDs for you at a fee. And it's becoming pretty popular, especially with people who have home movies, of stuff like that. But I don't know how well it would do if you had, like you had a DVD of or a CD or not, pardon me, a VHS of the Sound of Music, and you wanted to copy it to DVD. That might be some copyright issues, but I don't know. I know that in the past you could get yourself a device. It looks like a large VHS player with a CD on the side of it that you could copy to CD or DVD your VHS. And so I had a relative by marriage who actually had that system for a long time and was doing a lot of that. He was archiving all his VHS onto DVDs. And so that's why he bought it. He had an extensive collection of all kinds of sci-fi movies that he acquired on VHS, and he put them all to DVD. So it's there if you have the time and patience to go ahead and transfer that over to CD or DVD.
Aye.
So yeah, but yeah, so that's, and then the last painting here is the just final thoughts. Start off with you, Willie. What's your thoughts on our subject matter today?
Fuck those people. No. No. Hold on. Hold on.
Oh,
The balls on those fucking people to think that they have the right to. I mean, there's got to be. Look, these fucking people are going to be sued. That's the way I see it. When there's a transaction there's a proof of transaction, and now you're not going to return. Now I understand that they might have something. How do you say? I don't know, like a statute of limitations when it comes to owning an item. I don't know if there's something like that with these fucking people. It wouldn't surprise me. But what do you think's going to happen? I mean, look at what was these other guys that Blizzard. Look at what Blizzard did with their stuff when they just completely destroyed it.
Yeah.
Fans just said, you know what? If that's what you're going to do, then we're going to pull away from it. What do you think people that used to buy games, used to use these products are going to do? Now, Sony's a big guy. You know what I mean? It's kind of hard to bring Sony down. But hey, you know what? The way that I see it, we can hurt them just by not buying. So if it's not available, fuck, I don't know. I'm used to it. Look, I get my media other ways. So I don't. If you got it, sucks for people that got to purchase the media. That's the way that I see it. It really does suck, and it's unfair.
Yeah, it is. It is. Time Profit in the chat here says that I've got a tape player with a USB output, so I can be transferred to digital. There you go. You can transfer it to it.
To back up all your content, the copyright.
Yeah. And there's a lot of YouTubers that back up their stuff. And then Time Profit in the chat also says, in America, you are allowed to back up all your content. The copyright law is different in Britain. You are not allowed to copy anything, although it is ignored. Probably is. I'm sure of that. So Z, what's your thought?
I would always say go for a hard copy of the films, TV, and music. But DLC is an actual cancer on gaming. It's quite literally everybody's throwing money to get the latest skin or the latest machine gun or the latest accessory.
Right.
And it's $1 billion industry now, and it's completely out of control. Like Diablo Infinity, where to get maxed out on one pay, you have to spend $150,000.
Yeah.
So it's just out
That's
of
all?
control.
Is that all? Yeah, it's insane. It's basically, I look at it this way: it's buyer beware and read the fine print, because
But it's been
the
shit
DLC
since
is
the
an
start.
agreement.
Because I remember when Apple Music first started out, and everybody was going, "What the fuck is this 128 megahertz shit you're charging us for?"
Yeah, exactly.
So
it's
they
the
started off
sneaky
by
shit that
screwing
put in.
people. It's unsurprising they're screwing people now.
Yeah. Crual, what's your thought?
Oh, me.
Yeah, you.
Right, well, get it right up you. I couldn't help it. No, it's. Oh, sorry, I've just killed everybody. Well, it has its uses, the digital downloads. There's no doubt about it. But and I will say that in terms of digital content, I have more digital content on my PS4 than I ever did on my PlayStation 3.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But again, as you've pointed out, it's subject to less accessibility to refunds. And if it's gone, it's gone. If it stops being supported, then you're kind of screwed. Which is going to be great. I'm loving this thought of World of Warships being not supported anymore, having spent money on it.
Yeah, isn't that great? You just love that.
Stupid amounts of money that I should have known better. But yeah, I can't wait. Hang on. I'm just going to give them my bank details. And they can just take it all. But no, that's it. I'd love to say that I would get like a PlayStation 5, a digital one, but thinking on it now, probably not. Although realistically speaking, I forget who it was. It's just like your physical copies when it comes to games. In a lot of ways, you're just buying the physical key to access most of it, because you've got to download a day one patch and it's about 30 gigabytes and whatever crap. And if you have internet like mine, you're going to be waiting the whole day for it to download. So that's not good.
Yeah.
But it is, as Z was saying about the DLC thing, I've been guilty of buying DLC myself from time to time. It has become a racket. It absolutely has. Absolutely a racket. Games are not.
It sucks that
games are not made.
Hi, Miss Wookie.
Hello.
Everybody says hi.
It's absolutely a racket. Hello.
Miss Wookie.
And
it is a racket. So yeah, I could kick myself in the butt because I had a whole bunch. I had 3 PS1s, PlayStation 1s. I had the original PlayStation. I had two of those from the 90s, and then I had the portable PlayStation 1 that they came out with at the same time they came out with the PlayStation 2, and it had a pop-up screen, so it was portable. And I had a ton of games, and I ended up and controllers and memory cards and the whole 9 yards, and I ended up freaking selling them for almost nothing.
I know.
Just because I never played them anymore, and so I couldn't justify keeping the space, keeping that much stuff. I mean, I had 2 full 40-liter totes of games and the controllers and everything else. So it's like I had a friggin' joystick one for Wing Commander or other stuff like that. So yeah, but again, that's all gone. I in a way, I'm kind of like sad that I got rid of it, but then I wasn't playing them, so it was kind of, at the time it kind of made sense, But now I look back at it, I'm like going, it's physical media that you didn't have to.
Hindsight, it's a wonderful thing.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I already owned them. I didn't have to pay for anything else, just the electricity. So, and everything worked.
Well, I mean, I've still got my Xbox 360 up in the cupboard upstairs, but I don't have a control pad for it. So, I mean, at any point I could get that out again, but I don't think the Xbox Live on that is supported anymore, which means that any additional content I might have lost. So, if I was going to reinstall something,
you know what? I've read something that it said any content that was on PS3. I got to look a little deeper into it. You can keep the content that you have, but you can't get anything else. You can't get any more content, and you can't get anything else because they're closing a lot of stuff from PS3.
It's mostly gone, isn't it?
Right. Some of the stuff from PS4. Now, actually, PS4 is still strong, so I'm still playing. Now, you're saying about PS5. I would go with a PC, honestly, because you're going to be able to play so much more with a PC than you can.
Well, I mean, I'm not so tech savvy when it comes to these things, which is why I never did get a PC. You see?
Neither am I. And I play. So the oldest system I have is my original Atari. So I got the Atari. What is it? The 7800, the 86. I still have one from when I was like 6 years old. Still works. Great machine. And then I have Nintendo,
classics.
Super Nintendo. Before I went to the service, I boxed it all up, and then I bought system as I went. And when I finally got my divorce and went home, I grabbed all of it because I knew what was important in life, the video games. So I ended up keeping all that stuff.
The Sega Master System under my bed has got no internet, no DLC, just cartridges.
Nice.
I've never owned a Sega.
I think the best Sega was the Sega Dreamcast.
Yes,
I mean,
the Sega
was?
Dreamcast.
I like the Dreamcast.
I will tell you from when I worked for Toys R Us is when Sega came out with the Dreamcast. They were ahead of they basically were ahead of their time, and they had something good, very good. But the problem is they had bugs in with the console for whatever reason. They were the first one to come out with the disc. Everybody else was still using, except for a PlayStation. They were the ones that came out with a better disc, like the PS2 style.
Yeah.
I think it was more like Blu-ray or something like that, or HD. They came out before PlayStation 2,
Well,
and they sold off. We sold the shit out of them at the Toys R Us I worked at. And
On that same subject, the Dreamcast was the first console to have online DLC.
And it's still they're online, still functions. It still works.
Wow, that's cool.
The Dreamcast Online still works.
Nice.
So,
wow.
I mean, it's very, very, rudimentary, but it still functions.
Yeah.
Right.
And they were ahead of their time. And then all of a sudden, I don't know what happened. I don't know if it was PS2 that came out, or it was a combination of PS2 and then the bugs they were having with their console. But I mean, I do remember back in the day, all of a sudden we were getting we were having to do refunds on the consoles because they were taking a shit on people. And so, and then they did come out, they fixed all that. But by the time they fixed it and they got the new consoles on the market, their market share just went in the toilet. And by that time also PS2 had snuck right in. Yeah. And the thing with PS2 is they had the library of software manufacturers. So they had all their libraries from the PS1 stuff. And so they could just put that on PS2. Mm-hmm. And whereas Dreamcast was trying to get the new, they had their Sega stuff, but a lot of Sega stuff was proprietary. It's their own, but they wanted everybody else too. And with the disc, they were trying to get contracts, and there was a struggle there. But same with Xbox. Xbox came out, the very first Xbox came out with about the same time as PS2 did. So they were rivals. The thing was, Xbox didn't have the software behind them. They had a handful that they were able to get deals for. And then all of a sudden you had, it's like as they got going and stuff like that, you had the same game on Xbox that you did the PS2. So it's just a matter, okay, do I want to pay X for Xbox, or do I want to pay X for PS2? You're going to get the same games.
Why not have all?
Yeah. And I knew people like that. They had them all of them. They had N64, NES, the GameCube, which was GameCube was great.
That was not bad. Yeah.
I've known people that had all those. They had the Sega, they had the Sega Genesis, the Sega Dreamcast. They even had the old 2600 Atari with all the games. Freaking PlayStation 1.
No, I was still playing Quake Online. That's when Quake just came out too.
Quake,
Quake just came online.
I had that on PS1. That was one of my games.
That's a great
game. I'm trying to think. Was there Quake on N64?
It was Duke Nukem 64. Then they also did Doom. Yeah. They did Doom on Nintendo 64.
I had an original copy of Doom.
GoldenEye.
GoldenEye,
greatest. One of the greatest first person. Well, actually,
I think I had GoldenEye.
You must. Oh, you had to have had. Come on. That was just amazing.
It's been so long ago. I know I had all for PlayStation 1. I know I had all the Tomb Raiders. I know I had all the Siphon Filters. I had all the Silent Hills. Mm-hmm. I had both copies of Doom.
Oh, Unreal Tournament. Sorry, I got excited.
I had Quake. I had Brahma. I had all of the Crash Bandicoots from the original Crash Team Racing, all of them. I had like 5 or 6 different Crash Bandicoot games. And then I had Ninja games. There was 2 different ones. One was a blue
Probably.
ninja, one was a black ninja. I can't remember.
Probably Tenchu
Tenchu.
Stealth.
Yeah, I had Tenchu, and then I had
That was
another
good.
one.
That was
I
good.
can't remember what it was called, but it was one of my favorites actually. But I had Tenchu, and then I had all the Spec Ops. I had every single PlayStation 1 Spec Op game, which was cool. Yeah, I had a whole crap ton. Oh yeah, I had all the Army Men, the Green Army Men games. I had all of them.
Hey, so which one was Neo Geo? Was it still cartridge, right? Because I remember you used to bring your cartridges. You could bring your cartridges to the arcade for the Neo Geo system. You guys remember Neo Geo?
Yeah,
I do offhand.
You know, they had games like Samurai Showdown. That what is Z? You probably know that side scroller shooting game with the little soldier guys.
Oh, like Xevious or I forgot what it's called, Rygar or something.
Oh,
what you call it? Contra.
Mech. It's like not Mech Warriors. It's these little 8-bit soldier guys, and you would just side scroll like Contra. It was pretty. I forgot what it was.
Mech Warrior was the very first game I ever bought for PlayStation. Fucking loved it.
Good game.
Mech Warrior. Oh, I loved it. Loved it.
First game I ever had for the original PlayStation, I think, was Alien Trilogy.
Wow.
Certainly the first one I ever saw.
Which one's from PlayStation 3? Was it PlayStation 3?
PlayStation 1.
Oh.
Nice. I had a bunch of the Star Wars games too, like Jedi Powers and Rebel Assault. I had a bunch of different ones. Oh yeah, Dark Forces.
Yeah, I showed you mine.
PlayStation 1, Dark Forces. I had the cheat book for that. A lot of the games that I had the cheat books for. So I had a little investment going. The guy
Quake 3 Arena, Unreal Tournament.
Unreal Tournament. You can still play that game too. Unreal Tournament.
Unreal Tournament, the 2004 edition.
Yeah, they do have servers. You can go on to what is it? Epic Games and just go Unreal Tournament and download it. It still has players.
Really?
Yeah.
I might revisit that because I used to annoy people quite a lot.
Oh, it's still the same. It hasn't changed at all. I play it every once in a while, and it hasn't changed. Just fast paced. You can't stop.
I might take another look.
There you go. Yeah. Time Prophet in the chat says, WillyP, I used to play Unreal Tournament 2004 online and played Quake 3 online.
Yes. Capture the flag.
Yes.
Yeah. I've never played any games online. It just,
There's something about 100 when I was playing this morning, there's 125 players per team. And it's such a massive scale. I mean, in the PlayStation, I think they're allowing, like with Battlefield and games like that, 32 on 32 or 64. I'm not too sure, but just the scale of 127, like 125, it's fun. You know what I mean? It is fun. It's a lot of havoc.
When I had a PS1, I was able to get my hands on. So back in the day, the PS, like there were certain sports games you could play, but you could play up to 8 players. So you would buy these adapters, you would put into the control mechanism, and it would have like 4 different ones for each, kind of like it looked like a USB strip, or not USB, but a surge protector, and it had like 4 ports. So it's a port extension. So I bought port extensions with the grand scheme of playing like hockey and football, soccer, whatever, basketball, because you could play up to 8 players on one thing. The problem is I didn't know 8 people. I had all this stuff. I had all this crap, controllers. I didn't know enough people.
And this is when Wookiee developed split personalities to play the games.
Yes,
he just jumped from remote.
Yes. I go,
fuck you, man. It's not my fault. Fuck you.
Exactly.
Oh, poor Wookiee. He didn't have any friends.
I know, right?
I gotta find 8 people right now.
I know. We're gonna play this freaking game. That's why I never bought any of the. I bought football games. I played the football games, like the NC2A games were awesome. I love those.
And now you can just go
I didn't
online
have any
and play.
pros. I always had the NC2A games, and I had that was the only one I had actually. I didn't get hockey or anything like that, which is what I wanted to do. But so the guy that got what I had, all the crap that I had, he gave me. I asked him. I got $50 for everything: games, consoles, guides, all the adapters, all the freaking, all the memory cards, all that shit. $50, and that was what 6-7 years ago.
Fuck.
Holy shit! Yeah, exactly. I know. That's like
what were you mad about? What were you fighting? Who were you fighting with?
It was just
Holy
at the.
shit.
Hey, we were just looking for space, and I hadn't played them for like 2 or 3 years anyway.
Yeah.
It sucks. Now I look back at it, and I'm like, but it is what it is.
No regrets.
Yeah, it is what it is. So Time Prophet in the chat has to say that they have a new Unreal tournament, but they have affected up they affect up the sniper rifle. It takes so long to load now that you get killed before you load your gun.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
So you better
You
still
hope you
play
hit
Wookie?
something.
You still play sports online?
No, I don't do any online gaming. I don't know. I haven't been into sports. I used to be a big Green Bay Packers fan and used to be, a big San Diego Padres fan for years. And then when they all started doing stupid shit, I just said, yeah, I'm done with sports.
Yeah.
That's about the same time I got rid of my PlayStation too. So it's been that long. I haven't watched the Super Bowl in at least 7 years.
Yeah.
I used to watch it all the time just to watch the commercials. Not anymore. Just not anymore. I had no interest when they started doing stupid shit. So
No,
I
now
don't even watch golf anymore, and I was a golf pro. That was my life for a long time.
another fun game to play online.
Yeah. Yeah.
Golf.
Yep.
Never
Golf.
been into golf.
It's expensive. Low spec Linux laptop in the chat says OpenRA and OAD, which is 0AD, are good open source multiplayer RTS. OpenRA is classic Command and Conquer.
Command
I've
and
never
Conquer.
played-
There you
I've
go.
never
That was a
played
good
Command
one.
and Conquer. I never played that game.
What?
I saw it a lot, but I never played it. Dude,
Sir,
I
yes,
was
sir.
like, let's play Pac-Man and frickin' Defender in the
Yeah.
arcade. That was one of
I'm
the
on
games I got from my PlayStation when they came out with the Namco Classics or Namco's
Why?
Best or whatever it was. Holy
Yeah, I
shit!
remember the Namco Classic. Yeah.
Oh my god, it Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man, and frickin' all that shit. I was like, I was playing that all the time.
I think I had the Taito Classics as well.
Yeah, but
If I remember right. Command and Conquer is a classic. I had that on the PlayStation. I've actually still got it,
Red
but I just
Alert
can't
as
play it.
well. And Red Alert.
Red
I
Alert.
don't
Yeah.
have Red Alert now.
So Time
Oh,
Prophet
did
in
have
the
it.
chat. He says, I used to play Star Trek Armada online, but the Americans started cheating. They upgraded their ships much too quickly. Fecking cheaters. Adapt and overcome. Adapt and overcome. Time
I've never
Prophet.
played that before.
Me
Star Trek
neither. I
Armada?
haven't. No, I haven't.
Hey guys, I'm going to send you something in the private chat. It's a retro games site. You can play systems from Atari to
Oh,
Nice.
PlayStation 2. You
nice.
just type
Okay.
in the game arcade games,
Yeah,
free
yeah.
to play.
Oh, yep. Cool.
Awesome.
Hey, Cam is in the chat today. Welcome.
Hello, Cam.
Cam.
Getting tongue
Nice
tied.
to
Hello,
see
Cam.
you
Cam.
here today.
Hello,
Thanks
Cam.
for coming in. Let's see here. Low spec Linux laptop says, "Yep, OpenRA covers Red Alert. Still fun as hell to play online."
I just didn't
Right,
like
cool.
that game. I couldn't get into it. The whole sandbox. It's sandbox, right?
Yeah.
Red Alert. Yeah, I can't get into it. The one that kind of looks pretty cool is that new Starship Troopers sandbox that they have. That looks pretty cool.
That looks all right. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's not, from what I understand, there's not like the elaborate base building, but there is some little bits and bobs.
Time Prophet here's giving us a little knowledge. He says you should install a MAME emulator, and the GameBox launcher will play all the old arcade games.
Yep.
Nice. Yeah, I remember. I used to freaking feed quarters to the Centipede, Defender, Asteroids, and Pac-Man were my favorite ones. Asteroids and Pac-Man. And then I was really disappointed when they brought out Asteroids on PS1, and it was shit. I'm like, this isn't freaking Asteroids, you know. But my nephew still owns an Atari 2600, an original that he's had since the Christmas of 1980.
Where the hell is my Atari? I got it back.
And he's got all kinds. He's got all the cartridges. He's got everything. He's got the paddles, and he has the joysticks.
Which one is it? Is it the wood finish looking one?
Yeah,
Or the
Atari 2600, the original 2600.
Nice.
He's had it since Christmas of 1980.
Good.
So yeah, and he's got all his games too, all the cartridges. That was a fun one to play too, because then
we had the Smurfs. We had the Smurfs on it.
Yeah, I don't think he had the Smurf game.
All right.
But I mean, who knows? He might. For all I know, he could have gotten it, as years went on.
Well, the same cousin I told you about that gave me my Space 1999 Eagle. When we were down to Glasgow to visit them, they had an Atari 2600 as well, and it was there that I played Pitfall. I never had Pitfall, but they had Pitfall.
Yeah. I had always wanted one. Actually, when the games they started coming out back in the late 70s, early 80s, I always wanted to get, I don't know why, the ColecoVision.
Okay.
Because at that time, you said Atari came out, and then they had a game console that didn't last long. It was called Odyssey, and then there was a ColecoVision.
What's that? The things that you did this?
No, it was just the name of the console. Just the name of the console.
Okay.
It was a game console. It was trying to compete with Atari.
What were those things that you looked into?
ColecoVision?
Yeah, ColecoVision.
Was it Coleco?
I wanted to get a ColecoVision, but there was another one called Odyssey. There was an Odyssey system, but I think all the games in the Odyssey system were all in the system. You didn't have cartridges or anything; they were already preloaded. All the games. But I remember when I had a friend of mine, I think he had the ColecoVision, or was it the original NES? Because I think Nintendo came out with the original NES in the early 80s.
It was just after the video game crash, wasn't it?
And it was he had it, and because I remember we played Burger Time.
Yes.
Burger Time and Pac-Man at his house. And it was Burger Time and Pac-Man we played at his house. And I think it was back in 82.
1983, boys. 1983 was when the Nintendo was released.
Wow. Then what the hell did we play all that shit on then?
Probably it was probably Coleco.
We moved in 83. I moved in 83. So wow. So it's probably ColecoVision. It may have had those, but Burger Time was the original Donkey Kong.
Okay.
I think that's where Donkey Kong originated from, was Burger Time. We played that and Pac-Man. It could have had to be Coleco then, because it had a lot better graphics than Atari.
Okay.
Even though it was using a cartridge.
Yeah, it should have been Coleco, because I know Nintendo was released the original one with the robot that did the tricks with the 2 disc. That was the big selling point. And,
I remember seeing that.
And then the gun, it was the light gun, and then it was Duck Hunt and Super Mario.
I remember seeing those commercials for that. I remember
that's what you would get.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then later on, they started with the action pad that you would do the track and field. That was my, I loved the Nintendo. That was the first real system. Blades of Steel, Double Dribble. What a great system that was. Kung Fu. One of the greatest sides. God, I can go all day with that. I loved it. I really enjoyed the Nintendo. I was a Nintendo guy. Like people had the Genesis. I was one of the Nintendo people. You know, when they had the Genesis and Nintendo Wars. You know, I was on the Nintendo side until they did PlayStation 1.
Well,
I was sold. I was sold with PlayStation.
I didn't have a Nintendo Entertainment System. I was on the Atari ST at the time, and then I got a Super Nintendo after that. So from then onwards, I've been on console basically. So, but my first memory of Nintendo was my friend along the road had one, and we were playing Bubble, I think.
That's a good game.
Yeah, NES, Nintendo has always had a strong platform since day one. They always have. I mean, they've always had a great quality product, and they've always had their eye on their market. You know, their market was for the younger. You know, it's always been a pre-teen, early teen market. You know, for their games and stuff like. They've always been that way until they came out with the Cube, and they started getting a little bit more of your first person shooters and things like that for the older teens and stuff like that, but they never forgot about their market. Like some media have, you know, forsaken their market, whether it's certain sci-fi franchises and other things. They pandered to the lowest common denominator instead of taking care of who basically, you know, made them rich and famous, the people who buy their product. And Nintendo has always been good in that respect. Whatever
I don't know much about current day Nintendo, but from what I understand, they seem to be the one that, for lack of a better term, has the customer in mind.
Yeah, and their customer, their customer was like 15. When I was at Toys R Us, that's kind of what it came down to. Yeah, their customer base was the 15 and under. I mean, we always used to talk about that. And when you look at this, is like the pre GameCube was when they had to still had the NES, because you had Mario. Okay, Mario was their franchise product. So you had Mario and all the derivatives of Mario, and you had other things. You had Q*bert and all these other things. You had what else did you have? There was several games that were like all children based or preteen or 15 and under type focus, where PlayStation and PlayStation 2 and Xbox were all older teens and adults. You know, a lot of first person shooter, lots of gore, lots of horror, lots of blah blah, you know, all that stuff.
But I think to this day Nintendo's remained a bit more consistent.
They have, and that's what I'm saying. They've always had a product that services their core customer base. They got into other stuff. Of course, you want to have a variety, but your base is what's going to keep you going. You know, it's like you don't want to be a company where you're just going to sell somebody a one and done, and then they're never going to come back because you pissed them off or whatever.
Yeah,
you want the reoccurring customer, you know, to buy more games, to buy more, you know, consoles,
consumer friendly. They seem to be more consumer friendly out of all of them so far.
Well, they're not
not
pissing
perfect
on their base.
Yeah, they're not perfect.
They know what their base is.
Yeah,
you know, they know what their base is. Like anime, they know what their base is.
Why the hell don't I have a Nintendo?
I had an N64.
Nice. I missed
Pikachu edition. Had freaking Pikachu on it. It was blue with gold trim with a Pikachu on it. I had all the bells and whistles, the Pikachu controller for freaking Pokemon. I had the Pokemon freaking game. I had all that shit. Okay. Yes.
You've killed WillyP.
I know. I had that. I had that freaking, and it was the first one. I was so happy and proud because I worked for Toys R Us and we were clearancing it out. And I said, I want to buy that. And so I bought the one that had all the shit in it. And it broke.
Oh,
it broke.
It's a piece of shit now, huh?
Yeah, it broke of no fault of its own. Everything worked fine. What happened was I let somebody's child play it.
Oh, fucking kids.
Yeah, and so ended up wires were cut. And I'm like, are you frigging? Yeah. So I ended up saying, you know what? Screw this. So it was what it was there was a special adapter to it to make you had a headset that you could speak to Pikachu, and it would show this blurb on the screen of what you said, and Pikachu would respond to the game. Okay, it was part of the game, but you had to have this special thing. It came with the console, so you plugged it into the other controller mechanism. You had the ports. That's one other thing about Nintendo. All their systems had 4 ports.
Right.
They had 4. PlayStation and Xbox had 2, and so they always had 4. So you'd plug your controller into one, you plug this other thing into it that was connected to the earpiece, go in the other one, and you could talk to Pikachu, and he would move around Pokemon World or whatever, right? And you could actually communicate with him a little bit, basic phrases and words and stuff, and he would respond. Fucking, that got cut. And then, once that got cut, the game was worthless because you couldn't use the freaking thing. That was the bad part.
Run, Pikachu! Run, motherfucker! Run! Everybody thinks he's losing his mind in his voice.
Yeah.
Why does he keep yelling at this guy Pikachu?
I know, right? So the console still worked for any other game. It's just with that particular one, you had to get and go try finding a freaking replacement. You know what I'm saying? And because it had already been clearanced out, and they were moving that's when they were starting to transition to the GameCube. It was just before. It was like the year before they went to GameCube, and so they were clearancing out a lot of those older consoles, like when they had the candy colored skins on the game. So you had the ones that were like the clear or the see-through green and red and blue and all that different colors like that. Well, they were getting rid of all those. Those were kind of like a special whatever. And then you had the Pikachu, the Pokemon edition. And the Pokemon edition is one that came with all the extra stuff. Well, once that cable was broken, that communication thing was destroyed. You couldn't play the game. So the console itself worked just like any other Nintendo console. You could put the game in and play whatever game you want. So I ended up I actually think I gave it away to I gave it away as I gave it away to some lady that lived down the block from me. They had a grandchild that whatever, he was like a 10, 12-year-old kid that wanted to get a PlayStation, didn't have one. I said, yeah, here, console's good, the controllers are fine, so just go get the games. And they did. So I was bummed.
Yeah.
I didn't want to get rid of it. But yeah, you couldn't ever play that game without that. That was the one Achilles heel. You couldn't play the game properly without having that accessory to communicate with Pikachu. And then outside of that, it was done. It was just a regular console outside of that.
It's silly as it sounds. Could you have gotten another accessory?
That's what I'm saying. It was at the time everything was clearanced out, so I don't think aftermarket was available, and I don't think at that time, because there's a place here in the United States called GameStop, and they did a lot of they would sell old and used systems and controllers and games and things like. You'd bring your stuff in to buy new stuff. They're still around. They're not doing too good, but they're still around. But I don't even think at that time they had anything. And I used to shop. I used to shop there all the time and get games for my PS1. That's where I got a lot of the games that I had that I didn't buy. That I didn't buy new at Toys R Us because I had an employee discount, so you could always buy stuff and get a discount off of it. So, but I would always shop at the GameStop for extra controllers or something like that, there. But I don't think at that time they had that available, and I don't think they ever made an aftermarket.
Okay.
So
my very first console was the Atari 2600 VCS with the classic wood effect. It came with Pac-Man, which was the worst game in the world. But it also came with Activision's River Raid, Pitfall, and Enduro. I was absolutely overjoyed. Have you ever heard of a comic in the UK called 2000 AD?
No,
I won it in a caption competition.
Nice, cool.
And out of the blue, it just turned up at our house.
Nice. Nice.
I still have it.
You know what? I think the future. We're talking about all the old systems. I've tried. I have VR for my PlayStation 4,
Oh.
and games like Iron Man, Ace Combat, Drive Club VR. I mean, the experience is immersive. Like when you get in a car, you're actually you look left and right. You're in there. When you're flying around as Iron Man, you're flying like your body starts doing this because you forget that you're actually flying. It's an incredible feeling. The shooting games are just. I mean, that's how I get. It's so much fun. I really do truly believe that the future is VR. When it comes to these newer games, because I mean, where else can you drive a McLaren and literally change the radio, roll down your windows? Look, it's incredible. It is pretty cool. You can swing around like Spider-Man.
Did you get the CFA 44 Nosferatu in Ace Combat?
What's that one?
It's one of the DLC planes.
I don't buy DLCs because I think it's a ripoff.
It is,
I think it's a complete ripoff.
But it's a really good plane.
Well, on the but the VR they have certain. So in the VR they have certain missions. You get to choose certain two. I think it's 2 or 3 planes.
Oh, you don't get it. Oh.
And the missions are incredible because the first one you get to experience an aircraft carrier launch, and you're in the pilot's seat. And you're just looking left and right, and you salute the guy at the ground, and you see all the smoke, and everything's just the guy. I'm gonna record it. I'm gonna, like I said,
and no doubt, when you're on there, going through your head is danger zone, right?
Oh yeah. Well, you know what? You throw on the Spotify, and that's exactly what you do. You put on your own personal playlist, because when you go into the clouds, there's your cover starts getting little vapors, and you can see it. You can see the water. You can see that you got to punch through the cloud, and there might be a plane in front of you, and you can crash. It's incredible that VR feelings. I really truly believe that that'll be the future.
But you don't get the CFA 44 Nosferatu though.
I don't know. You don't. God damn it! You just can't let things be good, can you?
Nope.
Oh my god. I don't know. Talking about controllers here between the Time Prophet and Low Spec Linux laptop, and then Cam in the chat says Duck Hunt. I have a version of that through bought the 10 to 12 years ago. You just plug the gun in, don't need the console. Oh, okay. I think I remember seeing something like that, or it was yeah. I remember seeing something like
VR,
that.
So
I got to tell you, you forget where you are, especially like the Iron Man game. The helmet closes, everything is black in your VR set, and then it opens up that you are in the helmet. So all the indicators are left and right, like in the Marvel movie, the Iron Man.
Yeah.
And you look down and you have your suits, and you look at your hands, and it's Iron Man hands. And when you press the button, you fly. So, and you know what I mean? So your hand, it's a very strange sensation, because you're looking right, you're looking left, and if you just lean a little forward and move your hands to the back, now your retros are behind you. But if you put them in front of you, it stops you. It's such a
right,
cool
like the movie, yeah.
It's just like the movie, and you can there's a hover mode. If you slam to the ground, it makes this loud sound, and you feel the weight. You lose yourself because you are in the Iron Man suit, and you can change.
Did you play Resident Evil 7 with the VR?
You know what? My PlayStation is filled with so many games. I got to uninstall a game, install a game, uninstall a game, install a game. So when I go to install like Drive Club VR, which is my favorite because I get to drive all the Lamborghinis, McLarens. You get I love Formula 1, so I get to jump in the Formula 1 cars and piss around the tracks. So it's pretty, for free. Well, it's not for free, but once you have it, it's pretty fun. Dead air.
Dream killer.
No.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Was that one from Time Prophet in here? There was one he had that he needs to get. I need to get out here.
Time Prophet's a bully. Look at that
He
shit.
I know. Time Prophet in the chat says, Wookie Fever 1969. I want to know what it takes to get up to your level of fitness. Do you work out? Yeah, beer, chips, popcorn, pizza.
Sounds like the perfect workout to me.
Sit on my ass watching.
What is it called? The curls?
Yeah, right. Yeah,
8 ounce
exactly.
curls?
The
You
bottle
do 8
curl.
ounce
Yes,
curls?
the bottle curls. Yeah,
8 ounce curls.
yeah. So yeah, it's that and watching UFO and
How many guns have you?
stuff like that. Shit.
That's an interesting question.
Oh
How many-
yeah, here we go. I think I've told this before. He goes, he's asking in the chat, how many guns have I got? None. I don't have any. And the reason, it's not because I don't like them. It's not because I've not fired one. I've fired plenty. Rifles, handguns. They're too fucking expensive. Unless you get a
I know
high
you.
point. The high point's the cheap one, but I don't want to stovepipe every single freaking round that comes out of the thing. Hell with that.
Well, one
But
assumes
no,
that once you've got the
I have
gun, that's
expensive
okay.
tastes. I have expensive tastes, so I want the, I want the ones that cost about $1,000, $1,500 handgun. I don't want that.
Is he asking what we have around us, or what do we have?
He's just asking me is how many guns do I have?
Okay, I was gonna say around
Yeah,
like
Well,
around where we are right
you're
now,
the
or like
resident- yeah. You are the resident.
yes,
gun.
we've seen your arsenal.
yeah, I got a
It's-
shitload. I got a buttload.
I
You've,
have a
you've shown us.
50-year-old pellet gun in my shed. That's
Where's my
but
pellet gun? I got one of those
I got-
somewhere.
I got one of those. But, no, I have not. I actually was looking to buy a hunting rifle last year, and come to find out that particular model was out of stock, and the manufacturer had no date of when they're going to put it back in the remanufacture, which pissed me off. But so after that, I've had my brother-in-law who works for the corrections department in the state of California, and he's got lots of guns. And whenever I go over there, we always go to the range. And yeah, so I've had my fun times with some firearms. So
I haven't.
yeah, unfortunately, you fellows over there on the big island of Great Britain you're screwed.
So you guys don't even go to you guys don't even get to go to a place where you could rent one and just shoot it at a range. Just you can't even do
There are
that.
ranges. There are
Yeah, we've got
ranges.
shooting ranges. There's one not far from me here.
Yeah, same here. There's the one just
Do
down the road.
you have do they allow people who to rent
it's
a
a
firearm
members
and
club.
use it?
I've never been to it. My cousins in Glasgow, again, at one point I think were game wardens. So
Oh wow!
I did get to attempt to hold a shotgun, but mind you, I was very young, so it was quite big compared to my adult self. So I have seen a gun in real life. I've just never had the a chance of firing one. So.
How do you guys feel about that? Especially that you really weren't raised like
Well,
in the United States, firearms are kind of all over the place.
It's not fair. I just don't have the opportunity to shoot my own balls off. So it's like that's what would happen. I'd be the first person in human history to shoot a gun and blow my own arse off. So, yeah.
Oh my god!
It's people will say that we don't have gun crime. It's just like okay, we do have some gun crime, but just not a lot. We have higher knife crime, we don't have readily available access to firearms. You can get them, but it's a more stringent process from what I understand.
We just get a driver's license and we go to Walmart, to the local store, and just put it on the counter and say, I want that one. And the guy says, okay.
Uzi 9mm.
So that's it.
Uzi 9mm.
There's a range. There's an indoor range here that you can go and try out. They have guns under the counter and behind the glass you can rent and try out and before you buy. So you can spend a whole crap load of money just having fun trying different firearms. at the range. Just as long as you're not doing something stupid to have the range master kick you in the ass and throw you out. Outside of that, yeah.
Oh, there he goes. There's Time Prophet with the
I call
Scotland
bullshit.
and the,
I
and the
know.
battered Mars bars again.
He fired
What
a
is it?
real rifle on a range. and
What
he
is
can
it with you and the bars, the
Ten-
battered Mars bars, Time Prophet? Eh?
Oh, wait a minute.
You
Yeah,
taking you
he's got
taking the piss, mate?
battered Mars bars robberies.
Yeah, we
Uh,
just take the battered Mars bar and throw it at people.
oh my God.
Just keep both eyes open.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Hey, I heard there's deep fried pizza there. Is that right?
Oh,
Deep
I've never
fried,
had one.
freaking battered deep fried pizza. You take a slice of pizza,
Oh
batter
no!
it, and then drop it in
seen
the
it.
freaking.
I've seen it on
I've
the menu
seen
in the
that
chip shop.
before.
I've never had one though.
Really?
Oh.
Okay. Maybe I've just seen it at the fair. I don't know.
No, it's definitely at the chip.
Our
shop.
fairs, you can find some very interesting deep fried stuff.
oh.
Oh yeah.
And terrible bowel movements afterwards. This fucking turkey leg will rip you apart.
I know, right?
That's when I fire.
Time Prophet in chat says I have to wear an eye patch when I fire a rifle as I haven't got a stronger eye. Okay. That's why you close one.
Yeah, right.
What's your dominant eye? Well, first of all, okay, quick lesson. Just take your diamond and then put it out in front of you and start bringing it closer to your eye. And wherever the diamond goes, that's your dominant eye.
Yeah.
When you're shooting. I don't close my eyes when I shoot. I keep them both open for tactical advantage, because if I close my eye, I lose my peripheral on the one side. But I also shoot right and left. So I have to keep my eyes open to quickly adjust to that. If I'm opening closing my eyes and I forget that I'm closing my left eye, but I'm shooting lefty, then my rounds are gonna veer. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
how many enemies have you got?
It's a very interesting question.
That's a good question.
A lot less.
Too many to name here.
A lot less.
No comment.
No comment. No comment. Oh shit.
What is it? Liam Neeson said? I've acquired a certain set of skills.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I teach my son how to shoot with both eyes open, and you learn to focus and tunnel vision on the sights, and it gets to a point that you no longer use your sights, and it just becomes a natural thing. But I've been doing this shit since I was 17 years old, so it comes natural to me. You tell somebody, hey, shoot with both eyes open, they're gonna look at you like you're an idiot, because they want to focus on it. But
have you ever seen, Willie, or any of you guys ever seen the videos on the Instructor Zero on YouTube?
I don't think so.
Yeah, he did a short video one time where he was on a range. I don't know where he was. He was on a range, and he's an instructor. He goes all over the world, and he teaches tactical firearm stuff, and he does a lot of handgun stuff. And he took a pistol with no sights, no forward, and no back, no sights at all, not even a back sight, no nothing. He takes this automatic or semi-automatic pistol. I think it was a Glock, and he puts let's say it was a 3-inch diameter pole he has it stuck on the ground. That's about 7-8 feet tall. So you're looking at something about that big around, right? It's not that big around. He's about 150 feet away, and he's just pulling it out, and blink, blink, he's hitting it every single freaking time with no sights on his firearm. He's hitting it. He never missed. And I'm like, holy shit, this guy's a machine. I'll be back.
It's this method right here, boys.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
Yeah.
If you hold all right, so this is the way you hold it here, right? So then if you're going to switch left and right to shoot, right? You just cup your hands, right? You point at what you're shooting at, and you never need to look at the sight as long as you have a firm grip. So you can go left, right, and point. Most guys in that tactical situation, they don't have the fucking time to point and shoot you, because you're you're doing this shit and you're not gonna hit crap. So most of the time, I mean, I don't know if you guys heard the story of the guy that was shot in the United States, confirmed 48 times. for a traffic stop and because he fired at police officers. So
yeah, I remember hearing a story.
Yeah, I mean, they're protesting all over the place as usual. But yeah, the guy fired at police officers, went on a chase, and he was shot. I think it was 48 times. They said 62, but 48 is good enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's never a good idea to open up on a police officer.
Exactly.
That's one or two too many, but yeah, hey, whatever.
Extra 14 bullets between friends.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
Shit.
if you want to commit suicide, there's other ways.
Sure. Yeah. Right. Exactly.
Nowadays, with the bullet
man.
count, a bridge is so much cheaper. Hey, just jump off the bridge, buddy.
Yeah, exactly.
These bullets cost a lot.
Yeah, I know, right? Oh, yeah. Tell me about it. Depends. Yeah. That they do.
45.
So,
Access to a couple of funding rifles enemies.
God.
Cam, you're my new friend. We're
Yeah,
besties
oh
now.
yeah, Cam's crash courses. He was in the same profession you were. So
Janitor?
no.
Okay.
Yeah, he's janitor. Janitor?
Hey,
He
we gotta have our
he
secret.
worked KP duty, yeah.
We gotta have our secret identities. Like John Wick just hung out, right?
Yeah,
Steven Seagal was a cook.
yeah. There we
That's
go.
true.
So he got fat and lost his hair, and now all his
I
movies
know,
are
right?
done
He's wearing a
sitting down.
wig.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all his movies are done sitting down.
He does his impression of Brando.
He doesn't even talk. He doesn't even talk anymore.
I know.
Somebody does his voiceover now.
I know, right?
Worthless.
Oh my
Which women
god.
wear hats inside their house because we're Americans. That's why. Sorry, 'cause we don't give a shit.
Exactly.
We don't give a shit. Time profit. It's the USA. Especially with what's going on. Yeah, we don't give a shit.
Exactly, right?
Here, I'll wear it forward.
Love the time profit.
There we go.
Anyway, well, hell, I think we're gonna call it a day because we're about an hour and a half into this, and pretty much got through all the digital news of the day, week, or whatever.
Digital. We're all going digital.
You gotta put on the video. Gotta put on the video.
Yeah,
Gotta end it with a bang, boys.
put on a video.
Yeah,
Which
the video I sent you, the second one I sent you on the private chat.
Oh,
Second one. Hang on
I
a
sent you that
second.
first
Let
one
me
that we
see if
saw
I can-
earlier.
all right, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Do
Oh, the
do
Debbie
it.
Downer one?
No. The first one was the Debbie Downer. The second one was the one that I did up.
Hang on a second here. Let me see what we got going on. I can't.
Yeah.
Okay. You want to share that with me?
Yeah,
Share
yeah. Go
it.
ahead.
Share it over here and I'll put
I'm
it
gonna
up.
mess it up, so throw it on there if you're able.
Sure.
Do it.
Yeah. Come on, do it. Do it now.
I don't know how to share this shit. I do
Just
not
like
know
you
how to.
did before, and I'll put it
Oh.
up there like the Debbie Downer one.
Let me see
Just
something.
don't kill yourself off the stream again. You know,
I'm
like you did last time.
fucking trying, boy. God, shut up, crap. Shut up. Let me see something. Yeah.
We'll use it as the outro. Time Prophet, you will appreciate this.
God damn it! I can't figure this shit out, boys. You
Oh,
can't
no.
pop.
You can't.
Bro,
oh,
can you pop
come
that
on
up?
now.
Who,
Hang
me?
on a second.
Yeah.
Let me see.
What do you guys?
What do you want me to
Let me
do?
see. Hang on a second. Let me
can't
see
pop
if
it
I
up.
can.
Which
Hold
one
on.
are we looking at?
Slides.
Uh,
I got no slides.
hang
Let me
on.
see
Oh
something.
man, this is not working. Yeah.
I don't know. I just come on here and yeah.
Hang on a second.
You didn't tell me I was supposed to know all this.
Right, hold on a sec. Fuck, I'm not even in the right. Let me see if I can get this. Okay, is this it? Yeah, this should be it. Bullshit, come on.
Uh-oh.
How did we get it to work last time?
Why is it stuck?
Just see if I can find it. Your channel.
Time Prophet. Come on now, buddy. Keep it civil. Time Prophet in the chat says Wookiee's called Wookie because he likes Wookiees. What does Willie like? Keep it civil now. Oh man, who disappeared? What the hell? There. Well, wait. Okay.
See, it's going to be perfect.
He just popped back on.
Come
There
back
he is.
No idea what happened.
Back. Technical difficulties. Wait a minute.
It's been such a pain in the ass.
Oh, why am I over on the other side?
I don't know.
See.
I don't even know how to change places with people. I don't have any idea.
I don't have any. Right, my hands are off. I'm not touching.
There we go. Hold on a second. We'll get back to
I'm not.
order in the court. There we go. That's how
Yes.
we were. earlier.
Now you killed me, Time Prophet.
I'm quite dizzy by all of this.
Oh, every once in a while, though, Gary from Nerdrotic does that on FNT where he's got like 10 people on and he's just doing this big switcheroo with all the freaking, like he's playing a game of dominoes
Yeah.
or some shit.
Or one of those slide puzzles
Yeah,
or something.
like
Yeah.
he's moving them all over the place. Oh, shit.
Come on.
Let's see. The
Speaking of downloadable content, I just downloaded Unreal Tournament 2004 again.
Ah,
nice.
I might be having a little bit of play of that later.
Nice.
nice.
Let's see.
Oh,
Let's see here.
Okay, boys, let me know.
Hang on a second.
Wait. I'm
Hang on.
not
There.
touching
Well, okay. Something's popped up here. Let's see if I can add this
There we go.
to the stream. Oh, he's got it now. Okay,
All right.
that's going.
Do you have it?
You're on the screen.
Okay, so I can pull it up here.
It's on the screen.
Okay, so give me a sec.
See
I
it
gotta go
now.
here. Okay, there we go, boys. You ready? Let me go full size.
Okay.
Is it full size?
It will be here in just a moment.
Okay.
If the
There we
freaking
go.
thing decides to work. Come on. There it
You
is.
guys, are you guys ready?
Full size.
No, here we go.
Wait. Hit it. I don't know what the heck. There we go. I don't see it.
I'm gonna start it over. Let me know when you guys are good. Are you guys good?
Go
We're
for
ready.
it. Go for it. We're ready.
Just don't see anything though.
Let's see.
Does he see it?
I don't. I hear it though.
God damn.
I hear it, but I don't see it.
Yeah.
I mean, I see a screen. I see your screen. I don't see a video.
I don't see
playing.
any video playing, just the audio.
Hang on a second.
Yeah. I mean, I can see the videos and the watch history and all that, but the terms of what was playing, I couldn't see that at all. Just hear the audio.
Okay, hang on a second. Oh, he just dropped out.
Did he?
Yeah, I think somebody did. No, the thing, the other thing that I'm trying something here. Give me a. Hang on a second. I don't know what the Fraggle Rock is going on here. Okay, hang on a second. This isn't working. It's not working. Okay, for whatever reason, I can't share my screen. I don't understand why it's not allowing me to do it, which sucks.
Yeah.
Because I can pull it up and I can play it, but it's not. StreamYard is not allowing me to play it for whatever reason, to show it.
Strange.
Anyway.
FanDuel and the PGA Tour have teamed.
Oh yeah, FanDuel. What do we got? Oh my god. Let me see if we can do this. Hang on. Go back down. Go back up. There. Let's see. It's okay. It's not. Hang on a second. It might.
Oh, there we go.
Hang on.
Something is happening. Oh.
Do you see the blank screen or black screen that says every hour?
I see it now. Yeah.
Is
I
it?
see it now.
Because I don't have two monitors. Is it on the complete screen? Because if I
It
click
is now.
off,
Yeah.
take it off. Okay, now
It's off. It's off now. It's on.
It's okay, and
Can't really hear anything though. Oh, it's taking a seat to the new stream.
yes. Oh.
Oh, it's that one. I've seen that one. Yeah. Yeah, we all have days like that. Oh.
Oh, there goes your company computer. Oh my god!
I can't hear it.
You can't hear it?
No.
No. I could hear some of the folks swearing when they were having meltdowns, but in terms
I've got
of
it all
that,
the way up. I've got the volume all the way up. You guys still can't hear it?
negative.
Shit. I've got it all the way up.
I can hear him screaming and all that, but yeah.
Oh shit! Oh,
I can't actually hear Willie either.
oh shit!
Are you muted?
Hang on a second.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
There we go.
Oh no!
No,
Hang on a second. Okay.
It didn't do it any justice. The music is perfect. So you see, that's where I got my inspiration from that commercial.
Right. Okay.
So
To check that out properly.
The guy at the end, man, he was all happy, and then immediately it was like a U-turn. A freaking like a switch just got tripped, and he went.
Triggered.
I know,
that's
right?
actually on the WillyP channel that I have that I'm actually going to be starting, boys. Going to be doing movies on there. Actually, shit movies. I don't want to do anything new. Just crappy trailers. I'm going to do a lot of live stuff. So
Nice.
that, and then there's going to be Willie's Arcade, which is all I'm going to have is just games.
Nice.
Just a gaming channel. You know, get
That'd
a
be
couple.
cool.
You know, get a couple of you guys together. Maybe we can get a 4-man team and go on there as a squad. You know, so just some
Nice.
things I'm working on before the kid comes out.
Yeah, that's right. Because you're, yeah,
Real soon.
Yeah.
Soon.
any day now. Cool.
That was my son, by the way, doing the audio there. So he wrote some things up, and he actually, did that. So
That was him doing the narration there.
he's doing the narration on there. Yeah,
That's good. That's
So-
cool.
enjoy, boys.
Yeah. Yeah, that was cool. I mean, I was gonna say he almost sounds like you.
Yeah, well,
So good.
Like
That was
Fox.
cool. Time Profits in the chat bitching. I can't hear either. I can't hear either.
Can I put that on the link? You know what?
I don't know.
Can you just put it on the comments? Just add that link to
I
that.
can probably add that link to the description when we end.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll
Put
work.
it on. I can add that, I'm sure. So, but yeah, cool. Well, like I said, I'm going to call it. I had a lot of good fun, and we had some good chats there. I wish we had more people in the chat, but it is what it is. Hope everybody enjoyed themselves today on this Saturday.
Absolutely. Yes.
And it was great having everybody. Zee, it's great having you because I told them
Zee.
about your restriction.
Yes,
on
it was nice that your boss let you. It was nice that your boss let you come on.
Looking
Oh, yeah.
forward.
Unleashed for a change.
Yeah.
Pleasure meeting you.
Cool. So cool. Gentlemen, it's been a pleasure as always.
Yes,
everybody
thank you
have
very much.
a great rest of your weekend. And
I'll certainly try.
Cam, Time Profit, and the Linux laptop. Thank you guys for stopping in and chatting and stuff with us. Our low spec Linux laptop, pardon me. Time Profit, Cam. Yeah, thanks guys for coming in and participating. I did read your chats, so you can keep quiet there, Time Profit.
Preston Pants? No, I don't think I've been there.
Anyway, great. Again, everybody have a great weekend. Thank you for coming in.
No problem. Thank you very much.
Always a pleasure, sir.
Yeah. All right. And we'll
Elliot
see you
finally
next
shows
time.
up when we're leaving. Elliot, check you later, boss.
Oh, man.